Hi everyone, my name is Katy Massey and I studied at the University of Birmingham from 2006 to 2011. I studied a BA in modern languages and I chose to study German and Italian. And I then went on to specialise working in the education sector and then furthermore into girls' rights and gender equality. So I am now a consultant in girls' rights and human rights. And I do that both as an independent consultant for myself and I work for various charities and NGOs as well. For about the last 16 months, I've worked for the global NGO Plan International UK, which is a charity focusing on children's rights and equality for girls. I work there part-time and my role there is to run a UK-wide professionals network to convene the girls sector. So any organisation, academic, activist or individual that works with or for girls in the UK can join this network. It's called the Girls' Rights Collective UK. And I put on networking events, training sessions. I've just built a virtual platform. And alongside that, I run a consultancy business. So I recognised in the last kind of 2 or 3 years that I had lots of transferable skills. And that those are skills that people want and need, but not necessarily need them full time, for you to be there full time in a role, but actually need it more as a consultant or an advisory role. So I founded a consultancy business and I've had kind of various clients. But really what I do with my consultancy is look at vision and strategy and operations of an organisation and say, okay, so where are you now and where do you want to be and what's the difference in between and how do we kind of get you from where you are to where you want to be. So my first client was an amazing charity in Zimbabwe that was founded to ensure that girls in rural areas had access to education. My most recent client was an amazing organisation called Doulas Without Borders, who work with pregnant women and birthing people who are in kind of facing significant hardship. So predominantly people in the asylum system or victims of modern slavery, domestic violence and human trafficking. And alongside that, I offer professional mentoring to individuals who are looking to either get into the charity sector or change their role in the charity sector, but they're not really sure how to do it, how to network, who to speak to. Sometimes it's practical things about the best way to, write your CV or write a cover letter, and interview skills. And I do work on values and vision as well. I do my own doula consultancy too. So I work with women and birthing people, both voluntarily and with private clients too. And lastly, I've just founded an initiative called the Honesty Club, which is to support activists with their well-being. Because I recognise both in myself and in lots of my peers and my colleagues that when you work in this field, whether that's in any element of human rights really, or charity work, we often do it because we really care and we're really passionate. But the flip side of really caring and being that passionate is that it can lead to burnout if we don't look after ourselves, because the issues that we're working with never go away. And when I first graduated, I envisioned that I would always have a full-time job with a stable salary and I would have a certain amount of annual leave allowance every year, and that was just, that would be my life until retirement. And actually the pandemic was the thing that really shifted it for me, and having that mentor that said to me, well, if not now, then when? And I thought, okay, well, what else could I apply that sentence to, which was really helpful. I think the first thing is to recognize that you feel the fear, and that's okay, and that's very normal. And I think anyone who freelances in any capacity feels it at certain points, if not, under the surface quite a lot of the time. I think it's to recognize what your non-negotiables are. That's the first thing I did, which was, okay, so for example, do I have a baseline income that I need to be able to survive? And where's that coming from? And then once that's in place, so for example, if that is a part-time role in an organization, and you say, okay, well, there's my baseline and that's covering my bills, great. Then anything else that you do outside of that in self-employment is then a bonus, and means you can experiment a little bit and you can learn more about yourself and take a bit of time to recognize, okay, so did this marketing strategy work, or did me reaching out to these people work, or did me posting this on LinkedIn, was that the way to get new clients? And the other thing as well that's really helpful, and I would really recommend this to people when you're starting out, is that you keep that kind of stable income just for your mental health while you're experimenting, because something that's really helpful when you're building your portfolio is testimonials. And so what you need to do is to start working for people to get the testimonial, so that more people are inspired to then work with you or see the benefit of hiring you over someone else. And so that was really helpful for me, was that because I wasn't fearful about, can I pay my bills, because I was working, I had a part-time role. It meant my brain had the capacity to be creative and to be a bit flexible and to take some risks. I think if your entire livelihood is on the line, it will change the way you make decisions, which doesn't mean that that's the wrong way to do it, but I think that's where I come back to the idea of working out what your bottom line is, what your non-negotiable is, because it will be different for lots of different people. For me, it was, I want to know that I can pay my bills every month, and then I know myself, and I know that I'll feel more free and able to take risk, once I know that that's kind of covered. And then for me, it was the first one came, the amazing charity in Zimbabwe came by an amazing coincidence. Someone reached out to me on LinkedIn and said, we've seen your skill set, can we have a conversation with you? And so they kind of did that for me and planted that seed, and I thought, oh, okay, yeah, I do have that skill set, I do have all of these skills that are useful. And so it's grown from there, really. I had a business coach last year who was brilliant, called Phoebe, and she really helped me unblock some of my limiting beliefs as well. It's very easy for us to have limiting beliefs about asking to be paid what we're worthy of, or to be confident enough to say, I've got these skills and I think you will benefit from them. So I think it's good to have, if you've got someone you can speak to, they don't need to be a formal business coach or a formal mentor, but someone that you can bounce ideas off and chat to when you're feeling a bit nervous or fearful, and they can help you work out whether that's a really legitimate fear or whether potentially that fear is just keeping you small. I think the first thing is research. So what is it that you want to offer? What's the niche that that you want to offer? And then research, Google and go on LinkedIn, who is doing similar work to you, and how are they talking about themselves and their services, and is their price list on their website or not? And that really helped me, is to firstly understand, okay, so what would be a standard day rate for this type of work, and would it increase if it was delivering training or designing something, or whether it was an advisory role. So I would definitely research. The other thing that did really help me, which I mentioned, was that I had a business coach for about 5 or 6 months, and that was a phenomenal help to kind of really set the foundations. I'd already started consulting before I worked with her, but that really helped me feel more confident in what I was offering, and then just the skills around building a website and starting to be visible and starting to talk about your topic on places like LinkedIn or writing a blog, so that when people are starting to look for someone that has that area of expertise, your name is in the mix, is popping up on there. And LinkedIn is phenomenal for its reach. Like, the algorithm is so powerful that some things can go viral with no explanation, but just, you might put 2 or 3 hashtags in there that mean it's gone global. And so I think being consistent as well about showing up and talking about what you are working on and what you want to work on with other people. And the other thing I did when I first started out is that I balanced doing paid consultancy with doing some of it voluntarily. And that was partly, and you know, that wasn't with organizations, but my professional mentoring. My first 2 or 3 mentoring clients, I offered them a session for free, because I said I would really value your testimonials and your feedback, because I know that I can do this, and I know I've got lots of experience of line managing people and leading big teams and working holistically and pastorally, but I just want to see whether this format is helpful. Like, is this actually what people want and need from a mentor? And so that was really helpful as well, because then I got 2 or 3 great testimonials. I got some great feedback that meant I could look at what I could tweak and what I could, you know, continue doing. And then those testimonials are the things that then get other people in, who are then, you know, your paying clients. So I think, you know, consider doing that too. The balance between, obviously we don't work for free all the time, because we are valuable and we do add value to because of the work that we're doing. But yeah, just recognizing that there might be some places where you can offer something more like an energy exchange than a monetary one. So, but as long as it works for you too, you know. So for me, it was, okay, I'm going to give you an hour of my time for free, but in return, I would love a testimonial or some honest feedback.